Hi, it's Paul here from selfoutforlife.com, and today I'm going to cover the 10 secrets to an amazing life. Now, an amazing life doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you spend your time, energy and focus in an intentional manner. It doesn't happen when you're hampered by distractions, less important goals or a shortage of resources. And often the biggest obstacle is a lack of a clear goal or focus. And remember that when you don't have clear goals, you'll just become part of someone else's amazing life. So here are 10 ways to help you create an amazing life, one that is meaningful to you and exciting. So the first one is to decide on your priorities. Wanting to be an Olympic athlete, an astronaut and a concert pianist all in one lifetime would be very unrealistic. The time and effort involved in mastering all three would be way too great. Now, David Allen has a wonderful quote which is, "You can do anything, but you can't do everything." So you can do anything, but you can't do everything. And Warren Buffett suggests that you write down the top 10 things that you most want to achieve in life and write those down in priority order. So the most important at the top and the least important as number 10. And then he says, scrub out numbers 4 to 10. So only focus on the top 3, and then once you've achieved those, you can then go back and start working on some of those other goals. So the second secret to an amazing life is to get started. The first step in anything meaningful is often the hardest. So what are your reasons or excuses for not getting started right now? Is it a lack of money? Is it a lack of time? Is it a lack of knowledge? Is it a feeling that you're not good enough or not worthy enough to have this? The reality is you have everything you need right now to take the first logical step. And remember, there is never a perfect time to start anything. If you struggle to get started on a daily basis, then commit to doing the task for 10 minutes and see what happens. And do this even when you don't feel like doing it. Usually the motivation will kick in and 1 hour will swiftly go by and you'll notice that you're now doing the task successfully. Okay, the next secret, number 3, is to spend your time wisely. There are lots of ways to complete the same task. There's the easier way that can often take longer. There's the easier way that will work in the short term but could run into problems or negative consequences in the longer term. And there's also the quicker or best way that requires more courage, more discipline, feels more uncomfortable and requires a higher level of skill. However, if that way allows you to do more in a shorter period of time and you get better long-term results, then it's worth that time and effort to master that way of doing it. So the fourth secret to an amazing life is to remove things that are not necessary. So this could include responsibilities, distractions, less meaningful activities, or people that drain you emotionally. Now, I know this is sometimes hard when those people are your family. And just to give you an example of that, I used to do yoga regularly. I did it for about 6 months, but I didn't really enjoy it. And at that time I was doing a lot of other things to improve my health, but it was at the expense of my happiness. So I decided to stop doing yoga, and instead I started leading evening bushwalks or hikes around the Sydney area. And I really enjoyed that because I was getting exercise and I was meeting people and I was much happier doing that. So sometimes, even if something seems like a good thing and the right thing to do for your body, if it's affecting your happiness, sometimes a change is required. So number 5 is the ability to deal with negative thoughts and emotions. Achieving an amazing life will be challenging at times. Those big goals and aspirations will bring up negative thoughts and emotions and also feelings of self-doubt. Just remember that that's part of the journey and is to be expected. And when you know that, that can help a lot too. Remember that when the road is bumpy, stay positive and stay solution focused. Keep focusing on what you want to achieve. When you start focusing on the negative, what's not working, that will sap your energy and fuel procrastination. So the 6th secret is to forgive. So this includes forgiving the past. Remember that the past experiences have helped you become who you are today, even the challenging ones. Those experiences have given you the strength, resilience, empathy, and helped you build better habits. Also, forgive other people, family, friends, and colleagues. Remember, they were trying to do the right thing at the right time based on what they know and their mental state. And if their mental state wasn't that great at the time, they might well have said something or done something that you didn't like and possibly that you resent. But remember the reasons why they did that and be able to forgive and let go of those. So number 7 is to replace resentment with compassion. So you want to be able to let go of resentment. Now this could be resentment for things that have happened in the past. This could be resentment for yourself or resentment for other people. Remember that when you resent things, it just creates a sad life for you and can even create disease in the body. So replace resentment with compassion and you'll feel happier and your life will be more amazing. So the 8th secret is to remember that it's not that difficult. There's actually a lot less competition than you think. Remember that the average person wastes time at work and wastes time at home. The average person doesn't have goals. You do. Most people fail to prioritize their time and get distracted easily. You don't. The average person lives a comfortable life and then regrets it later. Don't be one of those people. So you're only really competing against a very small minority of people who have the same mindset as you do. So success may not be as difficult as you think it's going to be. The 9th secret to an amazing life is to be able to adapt, but to never quit. You only really fail when you've quit. People that live an amazing life will adapt to changing circumstances, but they will never quit on their ultimate goals and dreams. So number 10 and the last secret to an amazing life is to learn to be happy here and now. So many people think of happiness as like a deferred payment plan. So they'll say, I will be happy when. So I will be happy when I graduate from college and have some money. I will be happy when I find my soulmate and get married. I will be happy when I buy a house. I will be happy when I become a manager or executive in this company. Now don't get me wrong, I've experienced all those things and they made me very happy. But what you'll find is that long-term happiness starts to dip after a while and then you need something else to make you continue to be happy. So I like to thinking of happiness as something that comes from the heart rather than your head. And often it's the really small things that make you happy. And remember that happiness is ultimately a feeling and there's things you can do to be more happy right now. So remember, it's often the smallest things that make you happy. It's also the contrasts in life. It's that little break when you've been really, really busy. It's spending time with a friend that you haven't seen for a while. So think about the little things that make you happy rather than those big milestones, those big goals that you feel you need to achieve to be happy. So in closing, if you would like your life to be more amazing, start by setting goals, setting priorities and removing distractions. Work on your emotions, especially resentment, and do the things that make you happy right now. Remember that there is plenty of time to have the life that you've always wanted as long as you get started today. So use your time wisely and start applying these 10 secrets to an amazing life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and do leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. And do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and click the bell notification. That way you will always be notified whenever I release future videos just like this one. Do go and check out my website, that's selfhelpforlife.com. On there you will find the written versions to many of these videos and also a link to my podcast and social media as well. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and I look forward to sharing more great content with you very soon. Bye for now.